Creating an LLC can feel daunting, but it is much easier when you have all the details you need from the start. That includes knowledge, support, and help, too, so you can get things moving in the right direction. Fortunately, Illinois can be a good place to start an LLC, so if you're in that state or thinking about relocating there, you may be in luck. Illinois is a business-friendly state, with reasonable requirements and regulations for starting an LLC. Forming in Illinois can be easy when you follow these 5 simple steps. Step 1. Choosing a name. The first step, choosing a name, requires some due diligence before a final decision is made. Problems with the name are a frequent reason many LLC applications in Illinois fail. The Illinois Department of Business Services won't approve a name that is the same or too similar to an existing one. To ensure your application succeeds, you should follow the state laws, which say that the name must contain the terms Limited Liability Company, LLC, with periods after each letter, or a LLC. If organized as a low-profit limited liability company, it must contain the term L3C. The name must not contain any of the following terms: corporation, corp, incorporated, Inc., limited, co, limited partnership, or ALP. It must also not contain the word trust, trustee, or fiduciary unless, of course, the LLC is licensed to perform those functions. In addition, avoid using a name that may make it seem like the LLC is a government agency or is engaged in banking, insurance, or some activity that requires a special license. The name must be unique and distinguishable from the name of any other business entity. It must also be the name the LLC uses to conduct business in the state, unless it's registered as an assumed name, also known as a DBA, doing business as. You can easily check the availability of your chosen name for free by using the Illinois Department of Business Services search page. If your chosen name is available, consider securing the domain name for your business website as soon as possible. Registering the URL is a good move even if you don't plan to build your website right away. Domain names affect search results, and a well-chosen one will increase your business's internet visibility. Step 2. Appoint a registered agent. The second step is to appoint a registered agent. A registered agent is required to receive service of process, which is a notification that your LLC is facing a lawsuit. The registered agent will also receive official communications from the Illinois Department of Business Services. Having a registered agent also has the advantage of giving your LLC a registered address, which is required by Illinois law. If you do not appoint a registered agent, you run the risk of your LLC being dissolved. Yes, your LLC will be annihilated. A registered agent of a limited liability company or foreign limited liability company must be an Illinois resident or entity that has authority to transact business in Illinois. Before appointing that registered agent, you'll have to get the consent of the individual or organization. Your LLC may not be able to act as its own registered agent, but you can appoint a family member, associate, friend, or even yourself. One drawback to this is that the name and address of a registered agent are made public, which may expose you or your appointees to unwanted invasions of privacy. You can avoid that problem by engaging a commercial service to be your LLC's registered agent. Then it would be the address of the commercial service, not yours, that becomes public. If you use Taylor Brands, they'll provide agent services to you for $199 for the first year. You've got to admit, that's pretty cool. You can't go wrong with Taylor Brands. They've been doing this for 6 years, so they're experienced. They'll also scan every piece of mail sent to your LLC, which will allow you to check the mail simply by logging into your online account. Follow the link below to try Taylor Brands. Step 3. File the Articles of Organization. The filing fee for your LLC's Articles of Organization in Illinois is $150. If you need a business license, that will cost extra, but not all business entities need them. Illinois' fees are higher than some states but lower than others, making them pretty standard for creating an LLC. The cost of the state business license can vary depending on what industry you're in. If you're located in the city limits of Chicago, you may also have licensing requirements to comply with there. There is specific information that has to be included in your Articles of Organization. These include the LLC's name and physical address in Illinois, along with the effective date of the LLC. This date has to be within 60 days of filing. You'll also need the name and address of the registered agent, and the LLC's purpose. If the operating agreement has a dissolution date, you'll want to include that as well. If you're filling out the form, you need to include your name and address. Think of your articles of organization as a charter. They act as the overall agreement for your company, and they explain the purpose and the way the company plans to operate. The state also wants information on the people operating your LLC, so they can reach the right people if there are problems or concerns. You want to make sure everything in your articles of organization is filled out correctly so you have peace of mind and keep your LLC up and running efficiently. Step 4. Create an LLC operating agreement. It's a good idea for the LLC to have an operating agreement, particularly if it is a multi-member LLC, but it's not required by Illinois law. An operating agreement is a private contract between members that sets out the management and ownership structures, how voting power is to be distributed, and other important details. A comprehensive agreement will avoid friction between members down the road. An agreement could also be a requirement when opening a business bank account or applying for a loan. Step 5. Obtain an LLC Employer Identification Number, EIN. The final step is to obtain an LLC EIN, or Employer Identification Number, which is the business entity equivalent of a Social Security number. You'll need an EIN to open a business bank account, if you plan to hire employees, and for a variety of other activities. Getting an EIN is super easy and completely free of charge, just fill out the online form on the IRS website. So those are the 7 steps you'll need to complete to successfully create an LLC. A lot of it seems overwhelming, especially when you're just starting up and wanting to learn. Thankfully, with the help of Taylor Brands, everything I've just explained can be done within a couple of minutes with minimal effort. Don't believe me? Well, I'm now going to show you how to use Taylor Brands. Once you click the first link in the description, you'll be taken to the same page as me. First, you want to choose the state. I'll select Illinois and click Get Started. Next, you want to go ahead and put in your business name. For example, I'm going to go ahead and type Tolly Beans. I'm then going to go ahead and check if it's available or not. There we go, this is available, so I can go ahead and click Next. Taylor Brands tells you how they would form your LLC. First off, you need to tell them about your business. You then get an LLC recommendation. You then form your LLC, and they will keep you up to date on your LLC. For the most part, you just want to go ahead and click Next. You then need to specify what stage your business is in. For this video, I'm going to go ahead and choose taking the first steps, and then I'll go ahead and click Next. They ask when you're planning to launch your business, so I'm going to go ahead and choose as soon as possible, and I'll go ahead and click Next. Now you want to specify what your business is about. I'm going to go ahead and say my business is about a coffee shop. I'll go ahead and type that in, click that, and then you need to specify if it's a physical good or a professional service. Mine will be a physical good, so I'll go ahead and click that and then click Next. You then need to answer whether or not you would have hired employees. For my business, because I'm running a coffee shop, for example, I'll go ahead and click Yes, and then I'll click Next. After that, you then need to say where you'll be operating from. I will put in a random postal code, and then I'll choose one of these 3 options here. One of them is online, another is at your brick-and-mortar shop, and the last one is on the go. I'm going to go ahead and choose at your brick-and-mortar, and then I'll go ahead and click Next. You can then choose between these options to apply to your business, a logo, a website, a trademark, etc. For the most part, you probably want a lot of these, so I'm going to go ahead and take all of them because I'd like all of them, and then you can also type your own if you'd like. After that, I'll go ahead and click Next. Then there is a checklist for what you already have in your business. For example, if you already have a logo within your business or a domain or a registered agent, you can go ahead and tick these. However, if you do not have any of these, you can go to the very bottom here and click None of the above. For my example, I don't have any of these, so I'm going to go ahead and click that, and then I'll click Next. You then want to go ahead and fill out your basic information, your name, last name, phone number, and your email address. After you've done that, you go ahead and click Next. Taylor Brands will offer to help you get your own EIN, so if you do need help getting your own EIN, you will be charged $99 after your application is reviewed. After you've chosen, you can then go ahead and click Next. Tailor Brands then offers to give you a registered agent, so if you already have one, of course, you don't really need to do this, but if you don't, I highly recommend it because they make your life a lot easier, and they're very flexible and easy to work with. So if you were to choose this option, you will be charged $199 for the first year. Once you've chosen, you can go ahead and click Next. Get Tailor Brands to keep your LLC compliant, or if you don't want to handle it yourself, you can choose between the two. However, if you do choose Tailor Brands, you will be charged $199 annually. Once you've chosen that, you can go ahead and click Next. Then you also get an offer to use their toolkit. So with the toolkit, you'll get a domain, create logos, a website, and an online store, a range of other essential tools, all in one place to set up your business online and reach customers. So I do highly recommend the toolkit as it gives you a lot of other things you can add, such as a logo or domain or even a website. However, if you do not want to use the toolkit, you can choose between these two options. After you've chosen, you can go ahead and click Next. Then you can choose to get your LLC faster, so if you go with the expedited filing time, it should come within 2 business days. However, if you do want to wait, it will come within 14 days, so it's entirely up to you if you are in a rush or you want to be patient. If you do go with the expedited filing time, it will come at $49, so it's your choice there. After this, you can go ahead and click Next. You can then choose to get an operating agreement from Tailor Brands, or if you want to figure out that by yourself, you can choose that. Of course, if you do choose to get an operating agreement with Tailor Brands, you will be charged $29, so after that, you can go ahead and click Next. And then based on what you have checked and what you have chosen throughout this little survey, they will offer you a plan. So as you can see, Tailor Brands has offered the Elite LLC plan, which includes the following. I'll go ahead and explain the other plans in just a moment. However, if we go ahead and scroll down here, you can choose to uncheck or check a registered agent and an EIN as well and get your free business banking account. Now do keep in mind with any plan you choose, there will be a state fee. Now obviously the state fee will be different depending on which state you choose, so please keep that in mind. Of course, if you are happy with what you are getting offered, you can go ahead and click Proceed. However, if you do want to have a look at the other plans, I will now show you the other plans. So there is the light option, which comes at $0. Of course, you will have to pay the state fee. This may differ depending on which state you choose. So the light plan, you get an LLC formation and it will be processed in up to 14 business days. Then there is the essential plan, which comes in at $199 per year. Just like all the others, it comes with the state fee as well. So with the essential plan, you get annual compliance and it is processed in up to 2 business days. And of course, you get an LLC formation, expedited processing, annual compliance, and an operating agreement. Then there is the Elite plan, which is recommended by Tailor Brands and comes at $249 and it is billed annually or yearly. This comes with annual compliance and branding tools, and it is processed in up to 2 business days. Now with the Elite plan, you get the most, of course, considering it is the highest paid plan. However, it is the most worth paid plan. So of course, you'll get an LLC formation, expedited processing, annual compliance, and an operating agreement. You get a 1-year free domain, 8 free logos, a DIY website builder and online store, a digital business card, a social media post maker, and a business card toolkit. They value this at $432, however the full plan is at $249. So regarding choosing a plan, again it is entirely up to you and your situation. However, I do recommend the Elite plan considering how much more you get with the Elite plan. So after you've chosen, you can go ahead and select which plan is right for you. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and select the Elite plan. So assuming you are happy with your current plan, you can go ahead and click Proceed and then you'll be asked to choose either PayPal or card, entirely up to you guys. So within a couple of minutes, we went through a process with Tailor Brands and have successfully created our own LLC. So if you have to choose between creating an LLC on your terms or creating an LLC with Tailor Brands, I do believe it is a no-brainer to go with Tailor Brands considering how much they offer for such a great price as well as they do all the work for you without you needing to do much at all. Simply fill out a survey, choose the plan, and there you go, you have an LLC. Post-formation steps. After you've successfully formed your LLC, there are a few important things to keep in mind. First, to maintain the limited liability protection provided by your LLC, you must keep business assets and transactions separate from your personal ones. Remember, the LLC is a separate legal entity. Failure to keep the business and personal affairs separate will allow creditors to go after your personal assets, not a happy experience at all. Being a separate legal entity, the LLC should have a separate business checking account and business credit card. Second, start building business credit. Third, it's very likely you'll need insurance protection of some sort. All businesses face risks, and besides, by law, some insurances such as auto insurance or workers' compensation are compulsory. Fourth, having a business website has become an absolute necessity. And fifth, consider hiring an accountant to guide you in following sound financial management practices. Congratulations! You've just learned how to establish an LLC in Illinois. We hope this video was super helpful. Delve into our channel and discover more useful resources. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions at all.